What's up? Can y'all hear me in here? Give me a second. Can y'all hear me? Give me a second. All right. What's up? We are live. We're going to be talking with Unwind with Tasha K because we're going to see where do we go from here. So make sure y'all, I've dropped the link in there. We're definitely going to have this conversation. So if you want to hear the conversation, you can definitely talk about it on Station Head while you leave Station Head. Maybe we were, you Jumps, Wiley. We're going live on Station Head. Give me a second. We're waiting on Tasha K to come on, and then I'm going to end the YouTube feed. So come on over to Station Head, you guys. All right? And I'm going to end the feed on YouTube. So if you're definitely there, okay? All right, okay. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Here we go. All right, I'm going to see y'all over there on Station Head. Hey, Tasha, can you hear me? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna end the YouTube live real quick. I'm gonna end the YouTube live today. I know. All right. Okay, so we definitely gonna talk. I know you're under the weather, and this is like improv live. See y'all over there on Station Head. Okay. So do you want to start? Because this have definitely been talked about all over social media with this whole situation with me, you and I, and the conversation that's been brought up that you was live on the app, and today you said on your channel that you want to distance yourself from the Wiley Show. So what I want to know is where are we at right now? Where do we go from here? Like, because I did have a conversation with you on the phone, but do you want to talk about it publicly or what?
That's fine.
Okay, because you were upset about the whole thing, the names and the titles, and you said something in your live that our relationship, it triggers Armon. It triggers him, and that's what you say in the live. Where I'm trying to understand, what I want to let you know that it was no malicious intent. I put people in the title, and God is my witness, for people to view the show. It's just that simple. And I understand where you're coming from because you don't want to be attached to the mess. Is that correct? So we could be on the same page.
Well, yes.
You don't want to be attached to the mess. And maybe I'm not, that delivered, because I do like mess. And maybe next year.
Wiley, what did we just talk about before, we got on this live? What did we just talk about? How long have y'all, my group chat on Instagram told me y'all have been live since after I made that live today. And the only reason I made that live today was in favor of you, because I don't want people getting triggered and feeling like they have to be on live for 3-4 hours to defend their name, and their name is not even being said. And for them to be calling you retarded and slow and just all sorts of ridiculous fucking names, it's like, why does it take 3-4 people to, I don't know, make a point with you? Why can't people just be, grown enough to stand in their own shit and have a conversation without taking it there?
Right, because I'm not having any insults. Like, I'm trying to be neutral, and I'm like, retarded radio. Like, those are low blows. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's not go there, because you got to be careful, especially when you're having children and you are putting this out in the atmosphere, because karma is a bitch. You don't want karma to hit your children.
It really is. Like, I don't like that. Like, it's not. And, I told you before I even did the live, I said, Wiley, listen, it connects me to mess. You see what I'm saying? Like, whether people like what I do or not, I get paid just like the other professionals do. And I get paid a shitload of fucking money to do it, okay? If they don't like what I do, don't watch it. I'm not begging people to watch my show. You know, I'm not begging people to follow me on, you know, the backup channel, on the app, on the main channel, on Instagram, just to come back and report every single thing and say that they don't like me, but yet they watch everything that I do. I don't ask people to do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I put it out there, and then people choose to come. Talk to. Daddy told me to make them coffee. You're doing that on purpose. Talk to. That was shade. Oh, wow. My daughter said, fuck this shit. Anyway. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second, Wiley. Go ahead and ask me your question while she's doing this.
Because I want to
How
make
do you
it clear.
this?
I want to make this clear because you have always had your name attached to somebody else's name. Your name could be in a title. Like this is not uncommon.
That's fine, Wiley. I don't care about that, but you got to understand, we have beef and we move on. This right here, this is like redundant at this point, and you know, because you've known him longer, what it does to him. This whole thing, I think I see him in the chat now. If that's him dimming your light is your light. Why do you need people? Why do you feel like people are dimming your light? You're doing well with what you're doing. I just don't want my name attached to mess. Anytime my name is attached, you drag it for 4-5 hours. Like, it's like, when does it end? I know it's never going to end, but if I'm associated with somebody that you're associated with, it looks messy. So what do? I back away. You see what I'm saying? Because then it makes it look like that I am partaking in this. But when I'm not partaking in it, you know, do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear you, but I want to make this crystal clear because this is not. Are you tired of your name being mentioned with Armon Wiggins' name? Are you tired of that? Because I have always.
No. Listen, people are going to talk about that, but Wiley, you're associated with both of us, so it looks messy. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't care if it's old Joe Blow. I don't give a shit. But when I talk to you and then you talk to him, it just looks messy. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to be attached to it.
Because with me, I said, hey, I thought it would be good for clicks and views. And I understand if you want to say, hey, let's get on the sidelines and I want a distance, right? And that's your prerogative. But where I was coming from, this is relevant news. It's just like how you cover Cardi or Nicki.
And Wiley, that's okay. But
it's relevant news.
And that's okay.
Where I'm coming from.
I never listen, Wiley. I said if we're going to be associated, I just don't want to be in the mix of it. I have a right to say that.
And you
don't agree or whether they don't agree, I have a right to back away. So guess what? You can put our names in the title as much as you want now, but I'm not associated to you, so nobody can say, "Oh, Tasha's telling Wiley this, Tasha doing that." Nobody can say that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, because like when you had said that, I said, "Listen, I have to do what's right for the platform." Obviously, it's leading to some entertainment for some people for Christmas Eve, and I know you're under the weather right now. But I'm
under the weather, but it bothers me when people are calling you retarded and you ride the short bus, all types of shit for what? Over me? Like, that's ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's why I don't want to associate with nobody. I know I trigger a lot of people, and they go this route. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I got a personal beef with somebody, I handle that beef personally. I don't need to attach to nobody to handle my business as a grown woman. You see what I'm saying? This looks messy, Wiley. That's all I'm saying. And I was just telling you that before we got on the line. I said, Wiley, and you said, Tasha, you right. Didn't you just say that, Tasha, you right?
I said, no.
Why they gotta go there to make a point? Why they gotta call you all these names to make a point?
No, I said you right. I see what you said about the whole message thing. That thing with that individual is because, I don't know, he have hatred between himself. He make himself feel good by downing other
that's
people.
what I'm saying. So
that's just what he is. And he have
people
always been doing that.
People make themselves feel good.
He is a disgusting human being.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Me and you have very different conversations. You see what I'm saying? And so I get, Wiley, what you're doing is for your platform. But if I'm associated with it, it just looks messy. And I'm not, because you can't sit here and tell me that I've told you anything messy about that man.
No, the only thing that was said, and this is public, that you don't want your name in the title, and that's right. It was nothing messy, and I want to make that clear because people.
And you said, guess what? You said no, so I said, okay, I'm gonna back away. Did I tell you still not to put the name? I'm gonna back away because it looks messy. Whether people agree or not, I'm a grown woman, and that's the problem. I don't have a problem telling people to their face, just like I told him to his face, I don't fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? I'm real like that. I don't need to do nothing. I will tell you first. I'm not saying however I feel is how I feel. Whether people agree or disagree, I really don't give two motherfucking fucks. But what I don't appreciate is motherfuckers getting up here to bully you over some nonsense because of me. That's some bullshit. And I guarantee you, they saw you in the streets, they wouldn't even say that fucking shit to your face.
No, absolutely not. But for me, I think for this that Sean person, he's a very disgusting human being. He's the scum of the earth.
And I'm not here to judge him as a human being.
He is a disgusting. That person is a very disgusting.
There's a difference between me not fucking with somebody. I don't fuck with him. I don't know the man. Never met the man.
I don't know the man. If you walk down the street,
he likes to attach himself to a situation to find relevancy because he never got that relevancy in school. So and personally in life, and especially from Black women. That's why he fucks white women. So I mean, there's a whole list. I can go there forever, but I'm not going to do that. But what I told you is I wanted to prove my point. Do you see exactly what happened?
Oh yeah, I see it. But Tasha, my roots. I'm gonna tell you where my roots came in. Tasha, you may not agree. It's on the B sector, so I still have a lot of that B sector tactic in me. So I come from. This is nothing new. We actually did worse in the B sector. So y'all is getting a taste of this. I didn't think it was going to spare out that I was going to be called retarded and dumb and radio and all these type of things. That person's very disgusting, and he have said it constantly. And when he came to Dallas, he wanted to take a picture with me, And I never met him because I'm not going to meet a person that's going to degrade me as a human, as a man. So I would never meet with you in person and eat dinner and take a selfie when you get on a platform and you discuss me in a negative light all the time. Because you think that's going to impress Armon to be your friend. You don't have to degrade me to be friends with Armon. Whatever relationship you're going to have with that brother, you're going to have that with that brother. You don't have to call me retarded just to be cool with Armon. That's stupid. That's dumb. Because if we was in the streets, you would not say that at all.
Well, Wiley, listen, I'm on here just to reiterate to people, I have never had a problem saying what I said to you, and I said it publicly. And the reason I said it publicly is so that if anything comes up in the future, they can't say Tasha K was mixed up in it. They can't even bring my name up. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can continue to put my name in the title with oh boy, that's fine. But they can't say that, oh, Tasha is gaslighting, Tasha's doing this. Tasha's not doing any of that because Tasha's not attached to it. And like I said, if you ever had issues with your channel, hit me. You know what I'm saying? Issues with anything, you can still hit me. It's not a problem.
No, I get that because
so I'm backing away. So if I back away, how can I be the problem? You see what I'm saying?
Right, but people gonna always say you're part of the problem.
That's fine, but guess what? If I know the truth, there ain't nothing they can say. And just like I just got you to admit here, I ain't never said nothing about that man. I'm not God. I don't validate nobody. I don't dim nobody's light. Where's this coming from?
Because
I'm Tasha K. I'm in competition with Tasha K only. Okay, Tasha K is doing fairly well. Tasha K makes enough money to employ a lot of fucking people, plus myself. I live a very good life. My kids live a very good life. I don't ask nobody for nothing. There's no sense. This whole using, what the fuck do I need to use Wiley for or anybody else for? What could I get out of this situation? There's no using. If I got something to say about somebody, I can get up and load up my platform and fucking say it. So all this other stuff is just people want to keep up mess, but when I'm away from the mess, There ain't nothing you can say. So I'm just here to tell you that it's not necessary. People don't need to be calling you out your fucking name. That's not necessary. If they don't like your approach, they don't like your fucking approach, but they ain't got to take it there. You see what I'm saying? And people like to associate other people's beefs with other people. That's my motherfucking problem. That's between me and that bitch. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing nobody can say or do to change that. Y'all are patrons listening. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't move shit but a comment section. And that's all it will ever be.
Because I want to say,
me. I'm not watching you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you see what this? Do you see? Don't get mad because I worked hard and I got it. You want your voice to be heard? Get up out the comment section. Start a channel. Call me all the dumb bitches you want, but this dumb bitch is paid. Do you understand what I'm saying? And half of them are children, and half of them are children anyway, and gay boys and girls who don't have mothers and fathers to accept them, and I get it. This is their outlet, and I understand that, and I thank God that they watch me as much as they watch me, because if they understand, on one live, one live is about 20, you understand what I'm saying? 20K, and I'm not talking about viewers. So, I'm not worried about that. But what I don't like is that you've been live all day and people have been calling you everything under the sun. Not everybody has thick skin like me. Not everybody can take this. But what I'm telling you is, this was my example to you. Is you see what I'm saying? It's messy.
I want to ask you a question. And when you're talking about the mess, when it comes to situations like this, you have always been known as YouTubers putting your name in titles.
That's
do you recognize
fine, Wiley. But I'm not associated with them.
Okay.
Do you see the difference? I'm not associated with them.
I see. You know what I'm saying? I see.
Not using titles to gaslight other people. No.
I understand. And I say, I admire that you say, hey, you want to distance. That's fine. I think we have to agree to disagree on that matter. I didn't know that I was going to be called retarded tonight. That was weird. But that person have called you out your name, degrade your children on their platform constantly, and drag you, degrade you and call you a trans woman, and you are a biological cisgender woman. And this person,
who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Sean. He have always been.
Oh man, I don't watch that little boy. That's fine. Whatever he
dog it out, and he's supposed to be a father, and you say all this stuff in front of your kids. Like, oh my gosh, what kind of environment? What kind of house what kind of father are you supposed to be? You're supposed to show an example for your children, and you degraded other people, and then you say, well, I'm a gay man. Like, come on. Like, who does that? Just because you're gay does not give you the shield to be nasty. Like, come on now. Let's be real. And this person, I've heard him personally on the live, degrading you, degrading your children, your husband, talking about Storm Road being gay as though gay as using gay as being an insult, but then you want to be proud and gay and take dick up your ass. Like, I don't understand that.
You're really going there.
It's either being gay is right, or you're going to use gay as an insult. But if you use gay as an insult, that means you're saying that being gay is wrong. Is that I'm not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how you take dick up your ass and then you say, well, I think he's gay. Well, is that an insult? Being gay is supposed to be awesome, supposed to be amazing. That's not an insult to say a person is gay. That's crazy to say that. Then in the same breath, you say you gay and you proud.
Well, listen, I'm just here to let everybody know, like, I'm just distancing myself from the mess. I'm really under the weather. I'm extremely exhausted and tired. And when my chat is telling me that people are really coming for you, like, and I get on station here and see it, like, why? Why?
Because when you went live, you say the distance, that led it for more commentary. You know what I'm saying?
And that's true. And I apologize about that. Next time, I just wanted to publicly state, like, listen, there's no bad blood. Other people's success is not hindering mine, vice versa. But, Wiley, there was a reason why we asked you this, because this is what happens. And niggas have been live for hours about this. You see what I'm saying? About you and this very thing. So, I love you. I wish you the best. You can call me. You can text me anytime. But as far as us,
and I want to ask you a question, because people think that we've been on the phone and we've been insulted other YouTubers. That's not true. We don't be on the phone for hours degrading and talking about trash.
Well, that's why I chose to publicly say I'm backing away from you, because that is the perception.
Okay.
And then when you do put names in the title, it fuels it. Like, oh, I've talked to Tasha. Oh, I've talked to this person, and this is my thing. And that's not the case. You don't even tell me when you're going live with this shit. I have to hear it from like other people, and I'm like, and then this nigga's on fucking station here for hours.
I want to make that crystal clear. I don't have these conversations. You don't know when the shit hit the fan until I go live, until it's already done. I don't call and say, "Hey, Tasha, I'm about to do this." No, I just do the content, and I understand why you want to be, and that's your prerogative. And then people say, "Oh, she dropped Wiley. She throwing Wiley away." Nothing like that. She just wanted this herself because she don't want to attach this type of commentary mess, whatever you want to call it, to her brand, and you have nothing but to respect that. Even last night.
That is it. That is all. What I'm attached to is because I strategically want to be attached to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm a businesswoman at the end of the day. None of this brings me business. None of this puts any money in my pocket. None of this. But Wiley, it burns me when people talk about you like that. It fucking burns me. Because it's like, that's all they got on you. Okay, yeah. So is I fucked up? Okay, yeah. So what? Mental health. You know how many people suffer from mental health? Anybody that can sit on their platform and talk about people's kids, that is a mental health issue.
Yeah, that particular person had mental health issues. Sean, he wanted to commit suicide one time in his life, and the way how he talked, you and I know it.
Health.
And the way how he talked now, it's degraded.
This is an outlet. That is mental health. So anybody want to attack people's mental health? We all suffer from mental health issues. This is fucking America. We all striving to be the best we can. So, but what they can't say is Tasha was in the mix. So that's all I'm saying. So, I love you. I will continue to share your videos and stuff like that. But I just don't want to be attached to it.
Yeah. Do you need closure with Tasha? Was she gave? Yes. I have the closure. Like, we have talked that it's just there. And New Year is going to be different content and stuff like that. And you have said something in the channel that you don't have to put their names and people will watch. Like, they will come in and watch whatever I talk about. They will come in and watch. I just use this because it gives more of an impact of getting people to talk outside of the streets.
Okay. That's not a problem. But Wiley, listen, that was my whole thing. It ain't had nothing to do with try to, I guess, dim his light. I don't know what the fuck he done came up with, but I don't even think about him like that. I just don't want.
I don't think y'all would never, ever. Y'all have both.
That's all.
Came out.
But I'm gonna get off.
And y'all have said y'all don't want to be close. Y'all not gonna be cool. And I think that's a dead situation. I think that is a dead situation. I don't think it's gonna stop people from ever covering y'all, because as long as y'all are here, somebody else tomorrow can do that topic. Who knows?
Okay, but listen, Merry Christmas, Wiley. I'm gonna go wrap some more gifts and spend some time with my family. Okay, and please just dead this shit. I hope y'all dead this shit.
Okay.
Hold on, you guys. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fast forward to the part when.
I'm not taking nothing away from that.
Hold on, I'm gonna talk to the part when Armon Wiggins and Tasha K came on together. So give me a second. Hold on. Play the part when Tasha K and Armon Wiggins came on. So make sure y'all thumbs up the video. The reason why we're doing content about it, because we are doing this because it's relevant news. And on next year, we will continue to talk about people that are in relevant news. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, here we go.
It's live.
Okay, this is why. So I just left. I guess he's on a live saying I'm over it. I'm done. And he said that you would be on the phone saying I just talked to Tasha. This was said. Now I'm about to go live. Do you want to come into the live and stuff like that? And I want everybody here. I've never told you anything about that man that I couldn't fucking say to him. And I've never gossiped about him to you. I always tell you I ain't got nothing against him.
My thing is this: when we did the live about the new mentee and we did the live about the Stormer Roll Pack, I thought you was gonna be upset about that. I think you weren't even upset about that. The main thing that is upset is the title. That's it.
Because it keeps mess going, and it reiterates it reinforces my point. Like, so now he's over there saying that I guess you were playing both sides, but you ain't never came to me saying nothing about that fucking man.
Never.
By him saying that, that's why I want everybody here. Everybody here. Everybody here. Because this is bullshit. Like, for real. This is bullshit. So, in the 3 years that I've talked to you, not once, anytime you brought that man name up, I said, I wish him the best. That's his business. What he got going on over there. I ain't got no issue with that man. However he gets his views is how he get his views. But if I'm associated to you, it does look messy. And so if that's what he's saying that you said, I just want him on here so we can just dead this shit right the fuck now, because that's not what's going on.
When you say associated, I understand that, but you have made the video. You said Wiley will be the new mentee and something like that. We didn't go out for no dinner. We didn't go out to no Thanksgiving. None of that. So I don't understand the association. Because you haven't even been on
just bring Armon up here. There's not going to be no name calling. Just bring Armon up here so we can dead this. It's Christmas Eve. The fuck? So just bring him up here. It's your show. Whatever you decide to do. If I need to go figure out how to start a show on here, I will.
Hold on. I can break them on. Let me break them on.
Okay.
Armon, send a request. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
Well, listen, I don't know what people think. I ain't got no energy to be fighting with nobody. So
I think Armon, you have to mute your mic when you're not talking. I think you are here. Is that better?
Okay, Armon, I just left your live. You said I came in at the tail end when you said that you would be on the phone with Wiley. And he would be like, I talked to Tasha. So, this is what she said. Are you going to come into the live? Is that true?
I definitely did not say that.
What did you say? I came in at the tail end.
It was, I said that what he was doing just now, this was weird because I guess Sean and him had something going on. And for me, I didn't know that. I was trying to get Wiley back over there to kind of have a conversation to let him know, like, hey, bro, blah, 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 blah. My frustration with Wiley, it had nothing to do with you at that time. The frustration was he was on the phone with you, clearly setting up this live, right? He didn't tell me that. I'm like, okay, so are you coming back? He was like, I don't want to be on there because Sean was disrespecting me. I said, that's fine. I'm going to make it a safe space for you because I don't want you to feel like you're being attacked in any way. He said, okay. Then he comes into my live, tries to get people over to here because he's online with you. Now, my thing was, I didn't have a problem if he was chatting with you. The issue becomes, why wouldn't you say that you were on the live with Tasha K and you're about to go live? That's weird. I don't like shit like that. You don't have to keep that a secret. Like, why would you act like you about to come back onto the show and you was on the phone with Tasha K planning to go live? That's that weird energy that I don't fuck with. So, Tasha, that had nothing to do with you.
It wasn't like he planned to go live. I called him when people in my chat was saying that, I guess y'all, some people was calling him names and retarded and riding the short bus and how, I used him and all this stuff. That's not what happened. So I just kind of wanted to come and reiterate because I'm like, why is it still live hours later? And so, and I do realize, like, sometimes I can't just be going live because people do take it and fucking run with that shit. What I said was the reason I'm backing away from Wiley is because when our names are in the titles, it reiterates that there's some type of sort of beef, or like maybe I have something to do with him going live since he talks to me. And so that's not the issue. So listen, if you want to drag or make commentary on me, that's fine. But don't be trying to resurface this beef like there's a beef, and there's not a beef on my end. Clearly don't know how you stand, you know what I'm saying? But that's your business, and that's not for me to tell you. But I just don't want anybody thinking that I'm telling Wiley certain information about you, about how I feel, or about this person, because that's not how it goes. I give him news, but that's about it. But as far as how I feel about you or any other person, that's never been a conversation between me and him. And nor has he ever been used to get back at anybody. We don't even talk about you. We don't even acknowledge you. So when I saw lately that he was, and I'm like, but Wiley, you see that this triggers him. Like, he's in your live, he's defending his name, he's on station here, and it's like, and it looks like I'm telling you this shit, and I'm not. I don't even know when he goes live half the time.
Finished, so I don't cut. So the issue for me, I'm only going to talk about you in regards to this case. That's it. Okay. And then, of course, you did the dirty blood thing with Bobby Light. I thought that was tasteless. I talked about it. I don't just sit and have a desire to talk about you every day. It's no shade. I'm not that interested. Okay. So that's not what this is. But there is this narrative that goes on that that I'm just obsessed with you. And I personally don't think that that's the case. Now, there was a Clubhouse that had happened. It got back to me that you were asking people about information about my mother. Then I heard in the last video and on your app where you were making comments about, you heard that I was trying to out somebody's HIV status and I might have the shit myself. So to say that you're not mentioning me, you are. In the Storm Monroe interview, you alluded to, I guess I was being jealous of him. Like, so you do go and mention me. You mention me in the Batty Twins interview. Like, you go and mention me in these places. And then when I respond, it's like, oh, I'm coming at you. I don't just be coming at you like, oh, you know what? Let me go fuck with Tasha K today because I hate her. Because I don't hate you, dog. Like, bro, I really don't hate you. I really swear to God on my life, don't hate you. I really don't. Okay. It's more of I'm covering the Cardi B case. It's really no tea. We don't fuck with each other. You have your story of how it went. I have my story of how it went. My issue with that whole the doctor said, I'm over it. I understood. I understood why you felt some kind of way towards me. You did the gunshots. I created the be original. I shaded you on that. I did that. I understand that. I'm not taking nothing away from that. That was a learning lesson from me. I did that. I'm not saying that you was wrong in that, but I'm saying the issue that I've had is you don't take any responsibility for any of it, which is fine. I'm not here for that because I know what I did was wrong. I did step over the boundary in that and threw shade unnecessarily. I was growing in who I was. I already got that. That's fine. You don't want to fuck with me because of that? That is totally fine. You feel me? But there's been times that, I have even apologized to you in post. What did you do? You went and laughed and did all kind of weird shit. I'm like, I'll never apologize to her again. And then the Storm Monroe shit, bro, I hit you up because Jaguar Wright was trying to say that I planned some shit. Me and you planned some shit on James Wright. I hit you because I'm like, girl, I know we don't fuck with each other, but me and you ain't never planned no shit on no James Wright Chanel. They was trying to say that Tasha K and Armon planned some sexual predator. I don't play that sexual predator shit, bro. And so you was like, no, you didn't plan anything. And I said, yeah. So we were talking and you said, and I said, and let Storm Monroe know I don't have a problem with him. You feel me? And I could tell that he had an opportunity to throw me some shade. He didn't throw me no shade. I said, my problem is not with him. My problem has always been with you. You feel me? Tell him I'm good. You go on and try to make it seem like I was blowing you up, sucking Storm Monroe's dick. That's never been the energy I've been on. I just was letting you know that me and old boy don't have no issue, bro. That's it. That's literally it. So I don't know why there's this thing, and then you got Chelsea out here saying, "Oh, you want to be synonymous with Tasha K," and I guess you're saying that, you're not going to validate me. All I'm saying is, Tasha, I looked up to you at one point. I respected you. I hit you up and I said, you are, what the fuck did I say? I said, you're my spirit animal, bitch. Can you look into my channel? I did that. I'm a real bitch. I gave you that respect. You always were a bigger content creator. I gave you that. But when I seen the way that you were moving, and I was like, okay, I'm doing this shit on my own and I have my own influence. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need her. Because it's like she throwing me shade or whatever. So at this point, it's like when you start saying you don't want my name mentioned, I don't really care about that. But it's like, baby, I'm hot. Just like you hot, I'm hot. So whether you think that because I don't got the interviews and my name still is out here and I'm making moves and I didn't need your help to get it. I'm very proud of that because there's been a long time where you try to make it seem like if a person didn't have you, they wasn't going to be nothing. And my whole thing is no mentor. That came because I didn't need you to get where I'm at. And I'm still in a conversation with you. And you don't like that. And that's fine. But I'm still going to be here. And nothing that you can do can suppress that. Because my star is my star. I've been that before you knew me, even though you try to take credit for that. And that's what I don't like. I was monetized and doing things before you even met me. But you do these things like you just built me all this and then dropped me. You never did that for me. And so that is my only issue. You exaggerate the truth a little bit. Did I throw you shade? Yes. Okay. Did you help me? Yes. But let's just keep it real. That's all. Do I talk about you and get a lot of views? Yes. I'm not going to deny that. Okay. But I'm not up here jerking off to the thought of you. And then two, I want to make this very clear. I never put nothing out about you and your husband. You know darn well that was that fat man, that fat gay man that called in. That was not no transgender. He said that me and Daytime paid him $5,000 to make up lies about your husband. And you had Storm Monroe interview him and you ambushed him on that lie. And you started running with that, telling people that I had a transgender try to expose your husband. I've never did that. And I've never disrespected your children. I've always said that you had the cutest little boy and your daughter was very articulate. I've never disrespected your kids.
I don't know if she got a mute. Tasha, you muted?
That was a lot. That was a lot. Okay. Listen, I heard everything that you said, and I respect the way that you feel. I heard everything that you're saying. I listened to everything that you just said. Armon, there's no beef with you. However you want to make videos, that's fine. I just don't want to be attached to no YouTuber beef. I don't. And so I know that my name is very popular. I know that it brings views, but if I'm associating with Wiley, it just looks bad. And so that's the only reason. Other than that, Wiley is a hard worker in that. Now, as far as how you processed our situation, that's totally your perception. My perception is very different. I wish I had the energy to really dialogue with you about it, but I don't because I can barely talk, But it's Christmas Eve, and I didn't like how Wiley was being dragged over something that I said. So I came up here to fix that. Now, as far as, our situationship, it was so long ago. I'm so over that. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it was clear that Wiley said in front of you that there are no conversations about you, nobody trying to hinder your growth, not one report or anything on a video. What you do is what you do. That's what you do. And so, as far as me, fucking with you, I told you to your face before this shit even came out on YouTube that I don't fuck with you. And so, and I won't fuck with you because of my own reasons. And you know what those reasons are. And I don't care to dig that up. But once you show me who you are, I believe a person. And so that's where you and I ended. And so anything after that, shots thrown at each other. Yeah, somebody says something, I throw shots. That's how it goes in beefs. But when I tell you there's truly no beef with you, there's no beef with you. But do I fuck with you? Will I ever fuck with you? I won't. And that's my personal decision. And I made that 3 years ago after I saw you on your live throwing shade at someone who helped you. And that's just how I saw you. And so nothing will change that. But have I ever tried to come at you and try to hinder you from getting where you're going? No, your path is your path. And you don't need my validation or nobody's validation to know who you are. The only person you're in competition with is yourself, just like me. And so from one creator to another one, congratulations on all your success. I wish you nothing but the absolute best. And I'm saying this in front of Wiley. There's nothing that was said or has been said about you. Nobody used Wiley to do anything. We can't use Wiley to do anything. As far as Storm's relationship, Storm has nothing but respect for you. He is, of course, like, you're throwing shots at me and stuff like that. Of course, he's going to come back. But at the end of the day, this is all YouTube shit. We don't go to sleep with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so and I apologize for my part in it getting way too far. And all I can do is fix where it is now. And so that starts with my not associating with Wiley on a personal level because it does look bad. And so, no, it can't fix anything that has happened in the past. However, future-wise, it's Christmas Eve. Everybody should be. I got gifts in front of me right now. I'm about to wrap some gifts. I don't want Wiley, because he does suffer from mental health. He really does. And this, whether he wants to admit it or not, takes a toll on people with mental health. And I don't want to be responsible. That's why I have rules on my platform about kids and people with mental health and older people and stuff. But if anybody else is cool, everybody else is fair game. Now, am I perfect at my commentary? I'm not. But Wiley, at the end of the day, is a human, and I know him I know him personally, and I just don't want this taking a toll on his mental health. Because at the end of the day, people ain't gonna be trying to lift him up. They're gonna be laughing at him and saying, "See that this is what you get." And so that's the only reason why I'm here today. But as far as any beef with you, what you got going on over there is what you got going on over there. And ain't nothing that I've had going on ever stopped you from doing exactly what it is that you're doing now. Okay. And so with that being said, I don't think there needs to be any more conversations because once I remove myself, all you have is your opinion. So nobody can come back and tell you anything. And so that's where I'm at. And anything that I've said to you through shots at you, I apologize. But, beef is beef. And so, but I still stand on, how I feel towards you. And that's how it's always been. And yes, it did hurt me. And that's the reason why I told you I don't fuck with you is because if I'm helping you and you're telling me that you look up to me, and then yet, as soon as you get a little alcohol in your system, because, a drunk mouth tells the truth, you go throw shots at somebody that you just said you looked up to. And that's the reason, Armon, and that. It had nothing to do with no Dr. Sabi interview. It had nothing to do with that. And I just wish that you would have just, and I can't expect you to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And I can't, that's your truth. And I can't expect you to speak my truth. But what we can speak on and agree on is what exactly happened. And when it happened, I called you and you said to me, Tasha, please don't unfollow me. I'm sorry. And I said, no, because it happened right after that Lovely Tea situation. So why would I get put in a situation and go through the same thing that I just went through? And then it happened. You showed your true colors and I stopped fucking with you. And that's my right. And so, there's this narrative that I don't want you to win. If I didn't want you to win, it would have been a very different story. If I didn't want you to win, I wouldn't have helped you in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And so anything that you heard out there, that I'm the type of bitch that I would tell you to your fucking face. Period. So And that's all I'm going to say. Wiley, I'm going to go ahead and get off this live. I wish y'all the best. And if Wiley, if there's something you want to say to me, or Armon, you want to say something to me, go ahead. I won't leave just like that. I'll let y'all, see what y'all got to say.
Because I think that I don't, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I have never been yearning for you to fuck with me. Like that's the least of my worries. I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. But the thing about it is, you were right in what you said about, you hitting me up saying, "Oh, you didn't fool with me." And again, I can take my responsibility. I was wrong in that, and but I think for me, and this is not for you to feel away or be cool. There was something that I guess maybe you may not even realized, and there was something that I had internally felt during that time, because we had conversations of previous mentors and people that were supposed to help, and they really weren't doing it right. And then there was times where me and you, and I don't want to get all the way into those conversations, but we would have conversations about different things, and I would hit you up, and I felt like I would pour into you, and we had a conversation about you doing the podcast, and you was gonna be like the Wendy, and I was gonna be the Charlotte, and we was gonna tear it up, right?
Armon,
hold on, let me get this out.
I'm not gonna let you put a lie out there like that. We ain't never talked about having no podcast. We ain't never talked about working together.
Okay, just let me get this out. Just let me get this out, and then you can say whatever you want to say.
Don't lie like that.
I would hit you up. Oh my God!
Come on, Armon. We ain't never.
Okay, we never talked about it. Okay, we never talked about it. I just made that up. We never talked about a podcast.
Just like you made up that Dr. Sabi beef in your head.
No, Tasha, I did not make up Dr. Sabi.
You know what my problem is with you, Armon? You want to do shit to people.
I did not make that up. You won't let me finish.
You want to do shit to people, and then when people respond, all of a sudden you want to turn it on like I did something spiritually. And
can I leave and get it out, please?
You responded like that. We ain't never.
Please, can I get it out? I'm giving you.
Go ahead.
Please, can I get it out?
My mic is off.
Please, can I get it out? And I promise you, I'm not even trying to argue right now. Please. So, again, I was hitting you up. And this is not your fault. This is my perception. Allow me to, I grew since our encounter. Okay? So, this is my perception. I'm not saying this is your fault. You may not even realize you did this. But there was moments where I felt like I was hitting you up, where you had a great show or dope show, where I felt like I was pouring into you, and you would never respond. You know what I'm like? Damn, did she really fuck with me? Or like, girl, like she never responds when I be like trying to big her up. I mean, no, you would never give me that same energy back. You feel me? So I just felt like, is she really one of the people that try to help you, or is she just one of the people that kind of get close to you but really don't fuck with you? You feel me? And then when the whole gunshot shit happened,
Can we go back and forth? Can we do that? Can you say something and I can respond, and you say something I can respond? Because
okay, go ahead.
You're saying a lot, and then it's hard for me to remember everything that you're saying. Ahead. So let me respond to that. Armon, I can't guess what's in your mind. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, if you're doing something to me and I don't get it, we had just started talking, so I don't know you like that, and vice versa. But you can't expect me to read your mind. I'm not a mind reader.
So, right. So at that point, I'm not saying it. So at that was my error. And so what I did, and that was my error that I internalized instead of bringing it to you. That was my error, which caused me to react the way that I reacted, which caused you to feel away. I'm not opposed to taking my fault in this. You were 100% right and valid in that. I'm not taking it. That was my error. I'm obviously grown now. You know what I mean? But that was my error. That one of the worst and best things that happened.
Tell me what my error was, because I truly don't know.
So your error was.
I'm being all the way honest here. What was my error?
I'm gonna tell you what your error was. To me, you was in the car. First of all, we had a conversation, and you was like, "Bitch, I got something that's gonna break this shit up." You like, "I got this Dr. Sabi. They trying to get in front of it before a Nipsey Hussle." I'm like, bitch, that's going to be fire for you. I cannot wait for that shit to happen for you. Boom, you're in the car with your husband. I'm literally at home. I get an email, and I'm like, okay, let me call Tasha. I'm like, Tasha, what you doing? You like, oh, I'm in the car right now. I'm like, okay, well, call me back because I got something to tell you. You're like, no, I could talk right now. I'm like, are you sure? And she like, you like, yeah. And I'm like, well, girl, the Nipsey Hussle people done sent me a message. And then you like, do the interview. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, how you want to really work this? Like, you feel me? Because I know you got the bigger platform. They can go to you first, and they can kind of come to me, kind of how they do in New York, how they do the tours. Like, let's do that. And you like, yeah, no problem. Do the interview. Then you went live, and it came out that you told them not to do the interview because then you said that you tell everybody, oh, not to do interviews until 7 days after they, that they've done an interview with you. And my thing was, I was already feeling some type of way. I'm like, why would she tell me to take the interview if you're going to tell them not to do it? And then when I commented on the live, and I was like, why would you do that? So you told them not to interview me, and you were like, Armon, what do you mean? This is business. We were never friends. And I'm girl, all of that.
Let me
so
respond.
then that's when I was like, all right, fuck this hoe.
Okay, let me respond. Dr. Sabi's people reached out because I've always followed Dr. Sabi's work. His family said, I want you to be the exclusive person to talk to. I said, no problem. They said, we are going to do a press run. So you're going to be the first to bring it out. We'll follow with other YouTubers so we can pretty much piggyback off of what didn't get answered in the interview. I gave them your name, Armon. They said, do you suggest any YouTubers? I gave them your name. I gave them daytime, tea time.
Surprise.
Okay? So when you call me, can I talk?
Why would you say that?
Can I talk? I just let you talk. Come on now, like, we're going to dead this shit because this stuff that's going through your mind, we got to sort through this here because this is crazy. Now, I gave them your number. You called me. You was like, Tasha, do you think, Armon, you didn't really have any followers, okay? Why else would they call you when you don't have followers to push the story? You don't. I was helping you. I said, well, these are the YouTubers that I fuck with. Go ahead, give them a call. So when you called me, you were like, I got the interview. I'm like, good, take it. I didn't want you to know at the time that I had got it for you, but you had to put two and two together. So my contract is, because this happens, they'll do an interview with me, then they'll sit down with TMZ, and guess what? My interview is drowned out. So to protect my platform, they have a contract 7 days. Those people were in your chat that day, the day that you went live. They were in your chat, and they were like, Tasha never said that. Nobody never told you, never told them not to do that. That's just my standard. So it gets time to get into the search engine. That's it. So you were still going to do it, but you were going to piggyback off of the interview that I did, and so was other YouTubers. It had nothing to do with trying to hold you down. They didn't even know about you until I gave them your name. And I even tried to call you, and I was like, Armon, these people in your chat, they're going to tell you. So what are you talking about? You responded. You responded to me telling you that I didn't fuck with you because you was throwing shade at me. That's what that was. So you use that interview as a way to garner sympathy. So Tasha K looks like she's holding a small YouTuber down. And you know that wasn't the fucking case. You know that. But in your mind, because you're going 1,000 miles a fucking hour, this is what you told yourself. And you expect people to really get through that motherfucker and try to shift through what's going on. And that's not what happened. No. Listen. With you before that interview shit.
Listen, this is why I felt some type of way, though. Tasha, listen, because we had a conversation about how dirty this game could be. At that time, I still respected you. So in my mind, I'm giving you the heads up, which I don't have to. And clearly, you're not telling me anything. But here I am. I'm thinking, okay, this is my mentor. She just told me how fucking dope this is going to be for her career. Let me go and let her know that, hey, these people have hit me up too, because I don't want to be where we are now with her. So I'm going to let her know that, you know what, this is more, Tasha K, this is more of her thing. She's been talking about this more. You know what I mean? So I just want to test the waters and let her know that they hit me up. But this could kind of be good for me. But I know that she just told me this was huge for her. So let me at least give her the heads up. So that's what I thought I was doing. So when I felt like you snubbed me, I'm like, well, girl, I'm the one who told you. I didn't have to tell you. Most of these snake ass people wouldn't even give you a heads up. And here you are telling me that you gave me the interview, but you was never going to tell me the logistics of it, which is crazy. Like,
because
what?
Mom, the day you called me, I was asleep. I wasn't in the car. I was asleep. That's why the conversation lasted 3 seconds.
Oh my God.
What is the problem? I helped you with your channel. I helped you to facilitate interviews, Jessica Reed, all that shit. But did it warrant you getting on a platform to throw shade at somebody that was helping you? And then I found out you did the exact same shit to other YouTubers. You're paranoid in your head. You're paranoid. You're paranoid. This same shit, you want to say that I fall out with YouTubers? I fall out with YouTubers because I tell them the fucking truth about themselves. That's where me and you were. I told you, you can't do that. And I got every right to back up from you when I see that, oh, so you're going to use me for views, and then you're going to throw shade at me on your live? Come on now. So I didn't give a fuck what happened at that point, but I ain't never told nobody not to do nothing with you. And you wouldn't have even had that interview with your 5,000 subscribers at the time. You had no push on that interview. I was going to push it.
Why would you not tell me the rules? I'm coming to you
Why
as
would
my
I have
mentor.
to tell
Why
you the
wouldn't
rules?
you tell
They were
me?
still going to do the interview with you, but they couldn't sit down with nobody else until 7 days after my interview. They didn't have to do it with me. Your beef is with them, not me. And you wouldn't have had it if it wasn't for me.
You're the mentor. You're guiding me. Why would you not?
Armon, why does it matter? Were you still not going to get the interview? Were you still not going to do it? Come on now. What are we doing here? This is my business.
Okay, you know what?
I don't discuss my business with you.
You know what?
You're entitled.
But I'm saying, like,
no.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got farther. Listen, I'm actually happy with this conversation because we tried to do this privately so many times and we've never got this far. So I'm good with it. We never got this far because you
never allowed me to talk. I've tried to call into your show. You hung up. You don't let me talk. You see what I'm saying? So people forever have this narrative that I'm trying to hold you back. Armon, there's nothing about you that intimidates me or nothing about you that makes me want to hold you back. I was pushing your fucking
nothing
platform.
About you
my name
that
still
intimidates
your
me.
platform.
There's nothing about you that I want to be like.
Okay.
Nothing.
Oh. Guess what? We're good now. But what I'm saying is you can't be making up, having these things go through your head and expect when people can't fucking read your mind.
My head was the fact that it was weird to me that you're supposed to be my mentor. You're not really fucking with me like that. I can't pay you to do shit. Like you telling me your husband said don't share my shit no more. You acting weird that all of a sudden you using gunshots and shit. That's weird. You ain't no mentor. You start jocking my shit. You telling me your husband
Armon,
you can't do this, you can't do that, but then you start popping off using my shit.
Armon, I apologize for not being more engaged, for not letting you know all that you said. I apologize, okay? This ain't got shit to do with how you cover me now. Please continue to cover. It helps my algorithm. Please, okay? However, what happened then, I'm not a mind reader.
You see me over the weekend, I'm lit. In a bitch.
You're lit. Yes, you're lit.
I'm no mentor. Lit. Lit. You see it.
Okay, is y'all done?
Going to get into no ego war. I said what I said. I just want her to know I will never disrespect her children. And I've never done that, and I never pushed that narrative on her husband. So she keeps saying that, and I just want that to be clear. And everything else I said where I was wrong, and it is what it is. I'm good with it. You know what I mean? We're going to still talk about it when it comes to the lawsuit, but I don't wake up to just try to drag Tasha K. All right? But I did hear what you said, though, on that live when you tried to insinuate that I have HIV. Now, girl, I do not have that. I can take a test. So please don't play with me. I'm not Bobby Lights. I don't have it. Be very clear. So don't play with me.
And they had a conversation. They both had a conversation. They was able to talk. Tasha, were you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna get off. My husband is here. So listen, Wiley, I just don't want people dragging you about my decision. That's my decision. As far as Armon, That's just the way I feel, and that's how I will always feel. I wish you nothing but the absolute best in your journey and what you do. Nobody has the power to dim nobody's light but God. Okay, and so me or anybody out there trying to do that,
so,
that's
and I continue doing well, and I'm glad that we had a conversation.
Okay, well, listen, I'm just gonna go ahead and get off. Let me tend to my family. My husband is very irritated about this, and I love you guys. And thank you to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and tend to my family. I shouldn't even been on here in the first place, but glad we got it out. All right, Wiley.
Okay. All right. But I just want to say, I wasn't saying that Bobby Lights had it for the chat. I was just, okay, so don't put that on me. All right, Wiley, I'm out too.
Okay. So this was, they was able to have a conversation. Tasha K called me and she said, hey, let's go live.
All right, hold on 1 second, you guys. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to drop the link. If anybody want to come on, give me a second. I'm gonna drop the link. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna drop the link. If anybody want to come on, hold on 1 second. Okay. Turn my lights on. Give me 1 second. All right. So I dropped the link if anybody want to come on. Give me 1 second. Let me do 1 second. Okay. All right. All right. So I dropped the link. So if anybody want to go on there, I want to say something because a lot of people said Wiley is to blame. That's completely not true. You can go on different platforms. Tasha K had mentioned Armon Wiggins in interviews. Armon Wiggins himself have addressed him with the lawsuit with Cardi B. So in the lawsuit with Tasha K. And have been mentioned on his station here. A lot of people don't follow these other platforms and they just think, oh my gosh, this is because you just go on YouTube. This was also mentioned maybe a couple of weeks ago on Station Head. So a lot of times people need to do their research outside of YouTube. Things go down on Clubhouse, things go down on Station Head, and things go down on those other outlets that's outside of YouTube. So if I was the one to bring the beef to YouTube, then I give you that, and I don't apologize for it because these are just entertainment. When people were falling out with Lovely T, when people was falling out with Daytime Tea Time, all of that was done publicly, and it happened. And so when Wiley bring up a beef or talk about it, I don't apologize for it because I feel like it should be brought up. So hold on 1 second. Let me see who is in backstage. Give me a second. I think I have Adam. Let me bring Adam on. Hold on 1 second. I want to try to. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring you on, Adam. Okay. All right. I think it's Adam. Can you hear me, Adam?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead, Adam.
I just called to say Tasha K is very manipulative. She know what she's doing, so just be careful. That's a manipulative piece of woman, trust me. She know what she's doing. She's very manipulative, trust me. Anyway, have yourself a Merry Christmas.
All right. Thank you so very much. Okay. Thank you so very much, Adam, for calling in. All right. Go ahead. We have Conscious TV on. Go ahead, Conscious.
Hey, Walisha, how you doing?
Doing good.
Well, as you know, Tasha came up on the platform last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have 2 points I want to say. I do think that with the Armon and Tasha K situation, I do think that Armon has a lot of resentment from having to get to where he is on his own, because I think a lot of us content creators know how hard it is to get business going for ourselves. It takes us years we have to cut through 50 million 11 backflips. And I think that when the situation caved between him and Tasha, it triggered up a lot of abandonment issues, a lot of pre-existing resentment that he been holding. And so maybe there has been some projecting on Armon's end when it comes to his situation with Tasha K. It's clear that they had two different experiences of each other. He was having a subjective experience while Tasha K was just sticking more to the surface. For her, it was like, you my peer, you got a platform, I'm giving you access to me. And it seemed like his subjective experience was, maybe this can be my mentor, someone I'm really looking up to. And it became more personal. And so their situation got lost in translation. Now, as it relates to you and Tasha, I really don't know what to say. I think you and Tasha K need a dialogue as well, because I was telling her last night on the platform that I don't think that she made it clear to you what her relationship is to you, because you have proximity to her, but that don't mean that we're friends. That don't mean that we are besties. I don't mean that you're my mentor just because I have access to you. And I feel like when that's not clear, you're within your right to do what you need to do as a content creator until that relationship becomes clear. I don't believe that if you really knew you were in friendship to Tasha, that you would have disrespected her boundaries. But I think because their relationship has not been established like that, there's only proximity, that you're just doing what you have to do like every other content creator is doing. Like, I have a friendship to you. So before I even went live last night, what did I do? I called you because I wanted to make you aware, and I wanted you to have the opportunity to just say how you felt about it. I have friendship to Dr. Reed. I wouldn't do anything without consulting with him because it's friendship. But if we just have proximity without definition of relationship, it is what it is. It just is what it is. So I hope you guys can work it out. Tasha K did say that she loves you. She will still hit the like button, be in your stream. She just don't want to do the personal stuff. But I hope you guys can get back to where you are.
Because what, for me, it was that type of relationship. The reason why I'm not as emotional as Armon is because I didn't have that relationship with Tasha. I just want people to know that it was not like that. We don't be on the phone every day. Oh, hey, girl, how was your day? I'm coming to your city. We don't have that type of relationship. The only relationship, she would just come on YouTube and come on the live. That's it, you guys.
Yeah.
So I think people thought this relationship was like so grand and we were so close. No, that wasn't that relationship. We didn't have a relationship where she would pay the rent or you come to Atlanta, I'm gonna get you an apartment. We didn't have that type of relationship. That relationship didn't exist. We were cordial, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna have to call her. I don't want to have no relationship with nobody that I have to pre-clear what I have to do for my channel, because I don't. If roles were reversed, she's not gonna call me and pre-clear a show.
But here's my question to you, Wiley. If would you prefer it to be that way though?
I would prefer it to be that way because that's how things get sticky. Oh, you took an interview. Oh, this wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? People just need to have their own identity, stand on their own 2 feet.
But let's make it super realistic, right? Because I really want you to put yourself in those shoes hypothetically. Let's say you were in relationship to another content creator, and let's say they wanted to talk about the Surviving, etc. series. Would you prefer to have the opportunity to be spoken to about what your friend / peer plans to do? Or are you really going to hold to, hey, if you want to speak about that, regardless of what your opinion is, do so? Or would you want to have the leisure and the preference of having to say so?
My thing is, you have to do what's best for your channel. If you think that's just great, go ahead. Because I'm not going to call you if I have some information. You know what I'm saying? I just don't operate like that because this is all on YouTube. I didn't meet nobody in my personal life where we're personally friends. We going out to dinner and stuff like that. If you have to do something and talk about a surviving series on your channel, go ahead. Because if I was on CNN and if you was working at MSNBC and I happen to be in some mess, you have to cover that. I don't have that right to say, oh, girl, don't cover it. No, you do what's
Let me tell you something, Wiley.
What's hot. I'm just saying that's just how I look at it.
One of my friends chose to be hot over respect, I will bust that motherfucker in the back of the front of their damn head.
You would do that, and that's your decision. You know what I'm saying? And how I operate on my decision with this, we having conversations. You know, they were able to talk. I don't have no right how Armon Wiggins respond. I don't have that power. He have always talked about Tasha K. I don't know what people are talking about. He have always talked about it, and she have always talked about him in interviews. And I don't see anybody saying to the Batty twin, "Oh, why did you bring up this old beef with Armon?" Because they have been fell out years ago, or when she went on Larry Reid. But why did you bring that up with this beef with Armon? But when Wiley does it, it's such an issue and a problem where people can say what they can say, and that's fine. But this have been discussed on other outlets outside of the Wiley Show. These have been mentioned. The Batty twins addressed Armon and put it in the interview about what do you feel about Armon. So this have been going on, and those two people are not even commentators. They sit and they do mukbang. They're in a whole nother sector of YouTube, and this was brought up to them about Armon Wiggins and Tasha K. And I feel as though people will say the word loyalty. Maybe I need to look at the definition of it, but some people's definition of loyalty is different. The president wanted the FBI director to be loyal to him, and meaning that don't do an investigation on me, be loyal to me. So sometimes people, when you want to, go against what they're doing or speak truth to power, you have to have that word. Well, I thought you was going to be loyal. Do you want to be loyal to you and not tell you when you're wrong? You know what I'm saying? Or is this a one-way street with loyalty? So that's something that word get put out a lot. And I look at it that you want me to do exactly what you want me to do and don't go against nothing that I talk about.
I don't think that that's the case, Wiley. I think you do have to understand that in all business, especially the type of business that we're in media and social media, our professional relationships are significant, and we all have to be mature enough to understand where networking comes into play at and understand the rules of engagement. I don't think that should be translated as control, but I think that if you have friendship to someone and they are also in your same peer, like y'all in the same profession, that it's reasonable to have boundaries and to be able to consult each other, especially if the topic is going to be each other. And I think to just be friendly enough to just say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. What are your thoughts? And to at least consider, because I don't think that that's only the right thing to do. I don't think that the rules should be different just because it's social media. Like if my friend is on social media, I'm going to be a friend just like I am going to be in any other context. And I think simple communication is reasonable. I don't think that that's a controlling thing at all. I think if Tasha K has proximity to you and she supports your platform and you guys have a growing friendship and she says, hey, I don't want you, Wiley, to put me and Armon in the same situation, because every time it does, I pay the price for you talking about him.
If we're friends, okay, I can say, well, Chelsea said that you don't like me. Well, why wasn't I bridged into that conversation if we supposed to be friends? Why do I have to find that out on YouTube? You understand what I'm saying? I don't get a common courtesy to say, hey, Wiley, I'm going to bring you on the app, but we're going to bring Chelsea on to address you and to address you on the platform and say, I don't think you like Tasha K. I didn't get that common courtesy to say, oh, hey, Chelsea feels like you don't like me. We could have handled that offline. But did that happen? No, it happened on the platform.
But it probably should have happened, right? Respectfully. We should have been consulted, right?
It could have happened, but it didn't happen. So I don't want people to think that I should be the one to give people common courtesy. Well, girl, I'm about to do this. I'm not going to operate like that because I don't get that in return. Now, if we have that type of relationship, then we can't. Okay, let's convert. We have this relationship. But that didn't been brought up to me. That was the first time I heard that when I was on the live. I never had a conversation with Chelsea, never had a relationship with her, but she had a whole lot of stuff to say.
But that's my point, Wiley. That's why it should go both ways, because look at how fucked up and messy it becomes when it's just a free ball. You get put in situations by your so-called friends and you put them in situations and y'all supposed to be so-called friends. And that's why it's going to be messy. It has to go both ways, no matter whether it's a larger content creator to smaller content dynamic. That shouldn't matter. It's a principle thing. And it gets fucked up and messy like this because there are no boundaries. It's not going to work. This will all be a jungle if there aren't some type of parameter for people who have access to each other.
Right. So I that's what I was sticking on, and this is all public. And whatever how the future hold, everybody I've learned that people are saying, oh, you should do your platform this way. These same people have fallout with YouTubers, have dragged other YouTubers. If you go back to their past, they're more established now, but you have not always been that established. You had your ways where phone calls were leaked, when people were being dragged, and their relationship was totally different than mine because you met each other kids, you met each other husbands, and all of that, been in each other's homes. I didn't have that type of spirit, and yet it was a fallout. So for me, how I look at it is, don't get too close with a lot of these YouTubers. It's going to be a little sticky, and you can learn on your own how to do this. You don't have to have nobody to push you along. A lot of stuff you have to learn and just stand on your own 2 feet. Just like with this old Tasha K and Armon Wiggins, one of the things is he's out in the industry meeting Cardi B, but Tasha, she don't want to necessarily do that. She want to have her own, she's not worried about being with the celebrity. So it's everybody have a right to what world they want to go on. It does not mean that your direction is just all the way right. It's like it's many different ways to get to the same destination. It's whatever how you
Wiley,
be successful. That's your choice.
But I don't, as a reasonable person, I wouldn't want you or anyone else to have to take the longer route toward a goal you could get through, that you could reach through a much more reasonable lens. And you are somebody who has constantly stated on your platform that as far as you're concerned, you have so many things already against you. You feel like you're going to be judged already for the way you look, for certain things, etc. And so I feel like the universe be giving you the opportunity through relationship and association to kind of be able to cut the middleman out so that you can have a more reasonable path to that success. But in your mindset, you sabotage it because you're just like, whatever, which is also fine. But I think you should beg the question of why have to make it more difficult when ultimately you want to be successful. You do want to be where Tasha K is, plus some, and then some more. And if the universe is saying, hey, I know this system is going to superficially judge Wiley for A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, let me give him another way. And that way can be through who you know. And if you're lucky to have individuals who are greater than you, who can give you access to knowledge, to resource, to visibility, etc. Because you already know a lot of content creators don't have that opportunity. It's a lot of people.
I don't have it either. What resources? Like
what I'm saying,
it was never no resources. It was never like that. Only thing that it was, she had made an announcement. That was it. It was no resources. It was no classes. It was no, this what you should do. This is the direction. It was none of that.
Those are all the possibilities that could have came out of just staying in a reasonable relationship.
I have conversations with other people, right? This is not my end all be all. And I just want people to understand that.
We know that.
People that it is. But when people say, oh, the resources, all this, you've been cut off, oh, bridge war, it was never a bridge. It was never no resources. It was never that at all. So I just think people just put a lot into a relationship, and I never responded to it. I just let the public just put this out there. The only thing I've been doing, going live, doing a topic, and that was it. But it was never a relationship where I'm getting resources. Never. Nobody ever paid my rent. Nobody ever brought me into an apartment and paid it up for a whole list. Nobody ever taught me how to use a camera and taught me how to use you know who taught me how to do that? I paid it on my own.
Yeah, so, I know, because I'm still learning too. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. I just think people need to realize.
But what I'm saying, Wiley, is that if you don't consider something, because and I'm gonna drop down because I know other people coming up. If you don't just consider something though in your psychology about it, you're never even going to make it long enough to really see your allyship. If you don't address the way you think in some part, you aren't going to make it long enough in your relationships to see what can come about, especially if people are willing. And you know that Tasha K, she don't mind having clout and extending that clout. She has a history of bringing people on because she does want to see her own people make it. And I just don't want to see you forfeit it.
And we're making it. And we just had 61.1 million watch time minutes. We're growing. And
Wiley, I'm going to smack you off your glasses if you think that what I'm saying to you is that you're not.
I'm responding to the comments like people were saying, Armon, I never wanted to be attached to Armon Wiggins. Y'all are putting that out there into the universe. That's not true. We have had and went out of town and went to travel and done different deals with other people outside of people on YouTube that you do not see. And that's personally why I like that instead of this personal announcement, because everybody have to know it. Oh, I love it. For me, dealing with people behind the scenes, you have coaches with the behind the scenes that you don't see, and you got to worry about this, make an announcement, and then everybody like, oh, this you should be doing this, Wiley, and this should be doing that. No, like how I operate, we're gonna get there. We have a goal. We will be at 100,000 subscribers next year. We have plans of interviewing different people. We're gonna be moving to Atlanta on our own. And so again, if this was a burn bridge, let it be a burn bridge. It's many other bridges. Once one bridge, you can rebuild another bridge. Okay? It's not all. It's not all. When it comes to like YouTube, I've seen it before. People come and people go, and that's fine. And I'm fine with it. Wow. When you interviewed Tasha K, I didn't have issue with it. I slept.
And guess what I did though? But I called you, right?
But you didn't have to call me. Nobody had to call me.
But that's what I'm saying though. I didn't take a chance on seeing if it would or wouldn't. I made sure to call my friend and say, hey, I see what you've been talking about. I want to give some commentary, get your thoughts. And if you would have said, I don't want you to go up there, I would have respected that and not. I'm going to do that because that's the luxury of being my friend. And that's what I'm going to extend to my friend. And I think that that's respectful to do if there's friendship. When there's not friendship, I think it should be fair game. And I don't want you to conflate what I'm saying with you're not going to make it, because we all know that nobody can keep anybody else from what God has given to them. But all I'm saying is that you have to also be wise enough to know that God is also going to give you people because they also are a part of your assignment. And if you sabotage it, you're going to be throwing away variables and elements that God is introducing into your equation to answer your prayers. So just be a little more reasonable and just don't be so hard up on throwing everything and everybody away, because
I throw everybody away. And I will tell you this, nobody will have that much power over me where I have to say, don't put my name in the title, because I don't have, if we had that same relationship and it was mutual and I can do that to the other side, then I can agree on that. But this is a one-sided thing where I'm a dictate to Wiley or what he should do on his platform. We don't have the relationship. I'm not on no contract. I didn't get no deal. None of that. Now, we had a contract and it's a deal that you are the executive producer, I'm going to listen to your direction of that, then that's more understandable. But if we don't have that, I'm not obligated to do what you want me to do. I'm going to do what I feel is that. And if I fall down, that's fine. I have to go on this road on my own. And if I find somebody that's willing to help me, that's fine too. Just like everybody else that has been going around and doing successful things. They all have their own journey. I remember one time they were saying to Lovely T when she got out with Tasha K, oh, this is bad. This is bad, Lovely T. This is bad. Lovely T is still awesome. So Lovely T is still doing what she's doing. When Daytime Tea Time fell out with Tasha K, Lovely T,
but you're talking about people who are,
and Candace, they say, oh, this is bad. This is bad. She keep on being great. Everybody's going to be great. I'm going to be great. I don't need a person to give me all this stuff and then dictate to me on the other side. That's just not going to work. I don't want that type of relationship where you're going to dictate to me what I should do on my channel. I don't have that power for nobody on this internet. I can't pick up the phone.
I don't think that's what's happening though.
That's how I feel. And that's why I think that it is happening, because if you were to watch the app, most people didn't watch the app because you're not paying the $12.99 to go see it. I was over there, and I feel as though that it was a control factor and not a mutual love, a mutual friend. It was about complete control. And I asked everybody to go see that live and see how I was attacked, and then see if you were willing to deal with that type of verbal abuse. And let's see how you will react on that.
Wiley, I love you. I love you enough to tell you that you are being too much of a hardball. You are sabotaging yourself in certain ways. And I'll deal with you offline. I'll listen when people come up here.
But that's fine. You may do the decision, but I still a man and I still have to walk that role. That is fine. That if you feel that way, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree.
Yes.
I'm still gonna do what I want to do, just like you still gonna do what you want to do.
And we're going to continue to disagree because as soon as you hang up on this live, I'm gonna call you and harass you until I annoy the hell out of you. And I'm gonna let some other people jump up here. And I love you. Get to me and the lady up here too. Bye, y'all.
Okay. Well, we can do that tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. I think we got Miss T. Miss T, go ahead, Miss T.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
I'm down, so I'm like Tasha K. I should not be on live, but I'm here. But you need to keep on preaching, okay? Okay, you are your own man. And why does everybody have to act like you want to be with? Okay, let me say this. I like all the people, Tasha K, all the. But why does Tasha K have to be an example of where you're trying to be? Tasha K is not the only successful person on YouTube. Her the way she got where she going does not have to be where you're trying to mimic where you're going. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's best to take it slowly than to take it so fast. Because you see how it's fast. When it starts going fast, some people can't keep up. You understand? Some people can't keep up. And I don't like the way people are saying the bigger YouTube creator and the smaller YouTube dynamics. The smaller ones is still a creator. And all of the big ones are coming to your station, to your channel, following you all over social media to get out what they're trying to say. So why is it that you have to continue to try to mimic them? You are creating your lane and people are going to follow what you're trying to do. Stay doing what you're doing. And yes, I agree with everything you're saying. Every single thing you're saying. Keep doing you, Wiley.
Thank you so very much, Miss C, for calling in. Thank you. All right. Ooh. All right. Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Hold on. Let me bring. Thank you, Miss T. Okay. Yes, go ahead, sister. I see you on.
Okay, this is what I want to say because Conscious just said something, and he said something about you're burning bridges, or you're doing basically by not kissing Tasha's butt, you're messing something up. And if you have to do what somebody says or become somebody different in order to have what they deem as a friendship, then it's not real and it's not for you. A lot of people around her already do that, and maybe that's why she's accustomed to that. But your life is still going to go on. You're still going to have other opportunities. You're still going to flourish. You're still going to grow without Tasha. And I feel like that was what Armon was just trying to say. Like, despite you not liking me, despite you not helping me, despite you throwing monkey wrenches in my game, I still made it. And not more so than followers than Tasha or whatever, but I made it to the point where celebrities are repeating what I'm saying. They're coming to watch my live. I don't even have to reach out. Like, I'm going different places. And I feel like you are too, Wiley. And I feel like this is really a blessing. Like, cause Tasha K, like you said, like, what do you lose by her not talking to you? Your life and your show is still the exact same. So that goes to show, was that something that you really truly needed in your life? Like, literally, she's in court right now because somebody asked her politely, could she take a video down? Could you change this up? And Tasha didn't want to do that. She has said many times, this is my show. I am going to do what I want on my show. You see what I'm saying? But then when she can't, like you said in the beginning, she didn't say to the Betty's twins, oh, you know what? I'm not even going to speak on that. That happened 4 years ago, and I'm not going to be associated with the mess. She didn't say that not one time. When she was on Dr. Larry Reed, and he sat there and they had a 25-minute conversation about it, because I watched the interview. You see what I'm saying? She didn't say, oh, brother Larry Reed. That was years ago. I don't want to be a tie to the mess. You see what I'm saying? But then, like you said, as soon as you do it, because she feels like she can control you. And that's really what it is. She feels like she can control you. She feels like she can do what she wants to do to you. And she makes you feel or wants you to feel like you need her. And listening to Conscious and other people, they feel like you need her too. I believe in you. I watch you out of Tasha or mine, because I may watch him here and there too. Like, out of everybody, I watch you. You see what I'm saying? I speak highly of you. And it's your energy that makes me watch your videos. I don't even like when you bring Tasha K up, because Tasha K, let me tell you about somebody who's not humble. Tasha K is not humble. And her fall is coming. We're not God, so we don't know when it's coming. But when you start being blasphemous and saying, "Oh, I'm just like God," or "I'm right underneath of God," like, she's doing way too much. And maybe God needed you to separate from that. You really are an awesome person. Look at the people who view you. We all view you. We all are in your chat. You have a very supportive group of people. Whether you go to 100,000, a million, or you stay at 22,000. Like you said, you brought in 61 million watch hours, meaning we turn your video on and watch it from the beginning all the way to the end because we like you, Wiley. So no, I just want you to feel encouraged. Don't be discouraged. You're really a good personality. You do a little flip flopping. I done said that plenty of times when I done came up here. I tell you about the flip flopping, but I do feel like, you know what? Like, close the door on that one. If, like you said, if that bridge is burnt with Tasha K, then let that bridge be burnt, because your spirit is a little too pure for Tasha K. I seen people in the comments talking about she brings you views. No, she don't, because I made sure I go back and watch after Tasha K is on. You already getting 3,000 views per video. So Tasha K making it 3,001, that's not changing nothing for you. Nothing special is happening. And I just feel like your blessings is coming in 2022. And this is the best Christmas gift you could have had for somebody that really didn't see it for you but was pretending. Because if she was really your friend and really liked you and all that other stuff, she wouldn't even have handled the situation like that. Like, I don't know how you look at it, but I feel like she say, "Oh, well, I have a personal relationship with Wiley." Then why would you publicly come out and say that you don't deal with Wiley like that? I thought that was just so disgusting. Then going to say, "Well, everybody dragging you because of what I said." Why did you even come out and say it? You know that these people that call themselves winos was going to come over to Wiley and disrespect Wiley. You see what I said? Like, she knew that before she made that video. That video was irrelevant. She didn't even have to do that. If she had already called you on the phone, explained to you her position, and said, "You know what, Wiley, I think from this moment forward, it would be best for us to just, you know what I'm saying, not really deal with each other on a personal manner." Why come out to people that don't have nothing to do with your personal situation and tell us anything? She wanted to embarrass you, and she wanted you to feel bad. She wanted people to drag you. She wanted these things. Otherwise, she wouldn't even have did that video. And you're better than that. You really are a good person, Wiley. And I just wanted to tell you that. I'm sitting here with my daughter on Christmas, but I literally had to call, and I'm like getting emotional because I swear in this household, we effing love you, Wiley. We really love you in this household, Wiley, for real. And if it came down to one YouTuber I had to listen to for forever, I would, well, not one, because I love TTV too. I'll be over there too. That's my boo. But between y'all two, I would just listen to y'all. You see what I'm saying? And it's because of your energy, you're genuine, you're a good person. I mean, you go a little left when you don't take your little medicines, but that's okay too. That's entertaining too. Don't let this lady try to break you. Don't let her do it. She likes you way more than she says. She's going to deal with you. Everything you did yesterday, she was right behind you. Talking about her husband upset. She shouldn't be on here, but did everything. It was on every post, every live, every station here. You are really going to show people who have doubted you, okay? And I'm going to let other people come up. But I really do. I really love you genuinely. And you have a happy holiday.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Okay, we got to bring somebody else on. I'm going to drop the link if anybody else want to come on. All right, go ahead. Green. How you been on your first?
Hi, Wally.
Hey.
This is Trevia again.
Okay, Trevia.
I must say, you like the mess, but I don't like the name calling. especially when they go to retarded. And I had to defend you last night because someone tried to tell me you don't have a certain condition. And you know what I'm talking about because I have asked you to say that you have that condition, but the name calling must stop. You must stop being petty and causing your own demise. I love you too much
Yes.
to see you keep sabotaging yourself. Why do you have to be so messy? You got the followers. Just do your stories. I might not be in every live because I do watch all the shows, even Armon, even TS Medicine. I'm on every one of them. Not every day, but I try to keep up with everybody. You should not have to take name calling. That's degrading to you as a human being. And you know that. You should not let anyone control you. And I don't think Tasha is controlling you. I think you want to make your name known, and you're doing it the wrong way. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for
Oh,
calling.
I have one more request. Can you tell people what I'm talking about so it's on the record publicly?
All right. No, you know that. Thank you so much for calling in. So much for giving your opinion. Thank you. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna bring up Leo. Leo the Linus. How you doing? I don't know if you can hear me. All right, I think you on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here, Wiley. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
There's no echo, is it?
No, it's no echo.
Okay, thank you. First of all, hey Wiley, shout out to the producers and all the mods. Thank you for allowing me up here. I just wanted to say really quickly, I've been listening to, of course, the entire situation. My Boo Conscious TV. I do agree with what he is saying. I respect what it is that he's saying. But I also understand where you're coming from, Wiley. And because I've met you a couple of times, I feel like I understand you better. I also have seen your growth on here. And the thing is, everybody's journey is different. And I do agree with people saying that everybody that you run into, they do help with the blueprint of who you are. But is it always meant to last? No. It could be because the universe says that time is up. That's why it's 4 seasons in a year. Could you be self-sabotaging to a certain degree? Yeah, maybe. But at the end of the day, it's still your journey. And also, too, I feel like as well that when people get to a certain level, they forget that they made mistakes and it was a journey for them to reach where they are. And I think that's the part that Wiley is having an issue with. Allow him to go through his journey. And people have to be at a mindset to take in certain information. And maybe he's not there yet, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that it's over for him. Now, as a person who personally is a fan of Wiley, I do not like when people make fun of his mental illness. I do not like when people make fun of his eye. I do not like when people make fun of his living situation or, his coin or whatever like that. I don't like that because at the end of the day, everybody had to start from somewhere. Everybody did not become making all these thousands of dollars on YouTube. They had a journey and Wiley has his own. Allow him to grow at his pace and not what people feel he should do. Because just like he said, it's more than one way to get to a destination, but it has to be a destination that he is able to live with and he is able to be at peace with. And of course, when you go into that destination, you're going to lose people, but there's also other people that come in as well. And also, because he's not at a certain level, do not sit there and think that You don't know who Wiley know. You don't know what relationships Wiley has, who he talks to. It is several people in this world that are doing amazing. You do not know that. So I'm here to say to you, Wiley, I respect what it is that you're doing. You continue to stay who you are. I have seen your growth, and I can't wait to see how God blesses you. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you so very much for that, Leo. Thank you. All right. So everybody is like calling in and having their thoughts, and that's great. Because when we first started this platform, we started with like 2 people listening, right? And we're growing now, and we have 400 people listen to the live, and of course those are going to catch the replay. So I think a lot of people don't understand that journey. We started. Well, I remember it would just be me and the guests that we interview, and that was the audience. So we have came a mighty, mighty long way. People gonna come, people gonna go, but you have to stay true to yourself. All right. And so on this Christmas, the birth, as they say, I don't know if it's true or not, but they say the birth of Jesus Christ, you have to do what's best for you and what's best for your family. And so that's what we're doing over here. So I do want to thank everybody for calling in. I want to thank everybody for watching the live. We have so many great plans for the next year. So we got a couple of more weeks of this year, and then we'll be in the next year. So we have a couple of more stuff. And so I just want to say thank you so very much for that. This was an amazing for the people for coming on. Also want to give a special shout out to the moderators. Special shout out to Conscious TV. Special shout out to Katie Talk 101. Both of them talked about the subject. And so maybe tomorrow we could bring them on and we could do 2 men and a lady, which is great. So I'm super excited for the love, for the support of the people. They said, wise man seek wise counsel. Merry Christmas. Yes, so you have to understand the all right. Yeah. Thank you, Conscious. And that's fine. We have talked to some great, powerful people. I've met some people that was rich on in my journey. And so you listen to this. And so, but a lot of times people have to understand you can't force somebody to believe in what you believe. You must allow that person to get it. Right, because everybody have their journey. I remember I was talking with somebody. You need to get on YouTube. You need to get on YouTube. It took me years to get back on YouTube and to get back and to believe in myself to do it. And that was one of my cousins. He told me, he said, you need to do YouTube. You need to. I don't want to do no YouTube. I don't want to do it. Well, you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to stay consistent. And then one day I got it, and I said, hey, I'm going to be very consistent, and I'm going to do it. And here we are today talking to you. And so a lot of work that we put in, people are talking about the Wiley Show. They're viewing the product. And so we thank them for that. And because a lot of that came from hard work, it came from putting in the videos and putting in the work. We don't just talk about Tasha K and Armon Wiggins. We don't just talk about those 2. On yesterday, we talked about a whole other subjects, as well as the day before yesterday, we talked about some subjects outside of them. But if it's just so to happen that this particular subject is just going to be the way to get for me to get to my next level, that's fine. But on this show, we talk about politics. We did a whole show in November when the election came, and me and Blue Skies, we were covering the election. So we don't just talk about YouTubers. We talk about a whole range of subjects. And so like that, we recently had not too long ago, we had Dr. Larry Reed on the show. And he came on to explain some things about his case that he have against another YouTuber. That's amazing, right? That came from hard work. That came from putting in the work. And we didn't even send him a message and say, hey, brother, can you come on? He came on. And because he saw that we were covering, and because we saw that some things were going on and how I handled the situation, he decided to come on the show. And so that was awesome. Well, we thank y'all so very much. What we said in here, give me a second. All right. Let me see. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the members. We will do a members only live. I know it's Christmas today, so we're doing members only live next week. So if y'all are free, make sure y'all definitely go and do a members only live next week. Yes, some of the best shadows have nothing to do with celebs as far as I'm concerned. Well, which is why you are a special person with conviction, standards, and morals. Don't lose that. Happy holidays. Thank y'all so very much. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Make sure y'all have a good time. I know it's a Christmas day. Y'all have a good time with your families. I'm about to go, and I will talk to y'all soon. Peace. Let me see, because we are done. Also, too, if you want to get the last of that Station Head show, I'm going to drop the link on here because I know when we interviewed Armon and Tasha, we actually took some phone calls. So if you want to get to that last part of the live, you can go and listen to the full fledged. I think we're number 3 on the charts. I'm sorry, not number 33. Actually on the charts right now. So we want to say special shout out for y'all for doing that. We're at 33 on the charts out of thousands of shows that air every day on Station here. We are now on the charts at number 33. So I do want to thank y'all so very much for that. Okay. Give me a second. Let me see what's going on. All right. Hello. Who is it? Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right. I might even do go live on Station. I feel like used to be at number 4. Yeah, because we haven't really done no shows on there. So now we're back doing shows. Y'all can come on Station here. We're gonna do we're gonna go live over there. So if y'all want to do, we're gonna do the after show over here on Station Head. So give me a second. Let me get the title together. We're gonna do a live over there on Station Head. So if y'all are free. Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna. Let me see. Because I know it's Christmas, but a lot of people don't sit with the family. So I'm gonna go live on Station Head. All right. So Station Head is a app, and that you can listen to it on your phone. You can listen to it on your computer, and you just click on the link, and that is what we're doing on Station Head. You can literally click on the link, and you can get into the live. Okay, give me a second. That is what Station Head. So again, you can definitely go live on Station Head, and you can listen. You listen to music. If you have Apple, if you have Spotify, you can definitely listen, and it's free. So you don't have to pay to be on there. So again, it is actually free to be on there. So give me a second. I'm already live over there on Station Head. I will see y'all over there for the after show. Peace. After show on Station Head.